Hello viewers, welcome to mindyourfinance.com. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Felix. Managing finances of individual or a business is so challenging. Yet the success of a business depends solely on how well the resources are managed and the skills brought into the business by the owner of the business or the manager of that business. And in that note, we need to invest in ourselves, educate ourselves so that we can understand our businesses and manage them well. So in today's video, I want us to talk about managing your company financials. How do you manage the finances of your company? If you're thinking about opening a business, if you're thinking about starting a business, if you're already having a business and you have challenges in running it, then stay tuned, because after this session, your life or your business will never be the same again. So the first thing which you must do to ensure that you manage your business well, or the finances of your business, number one thing is pay yourself. I know so many business owners, mostly small and medium enterprises, ignore the role they play. They overlook the role they play to the business. Yet they are the number one, the 001 employees of that business. The skills they bring into the business matters a lot. So I want to encourage that you don't underestimate, you don't overlook your role into the business. So when you're paying other employees, come up with a strategy or a way of ensuring that you pay yourself as well. And if you're wondering how much should you pay yourself for that, then what you can do, just calculate your expenses at home, then you can pay yourself depending on that. Because it is very important, when you pay yourself, you will take care of your expenses or your needs with that money. But if you don't pay yourself, then you will take money from the company to meet your personal needs. So come up with a strategy and ensure that you pay yourself, because you are employee 001. Number two, invest in growth. Set aside money to the future. Set aside money to ensure that you're building your company. Set aside money, and as you do that, look for any opportunities outside there. If, for example, you're dealing in one product or one service, as you set aside money for growth, you need to look for any other opportunities outside there. If you have one product, you can think of having other products. Or if you are majoring in a service, you can even think of having other branches. So the only way you can do that is by setting aside some money. So invest in the growth. Then at number three, I would say that have a good billing strategy. A good billing strategy. And what this will help you with is to ensure that a good billing strategy will help you to have a continuous cash flow. When you start a business today, if at some point you have a lot of cash flow, you have a lot of money in, then at some point you don't have any money in, you can have challenges. But if you have a good billing strategy, then that will help you to ensure that your firm or your company is having a continuous cash flow. So at number four is about tax. Spread out your tax payment. So many people, mostly small and medium enterprises, find it so hard to save for the estimated quarterly payments of tax. So if you find it so difficult, then what you need to do is strategize. You can make your tax, you can calculate and save for tax or pay your tax on a monthly basis. In that case, you can just treat tax like a normal monthly operating expense. So if you do that, then you won't be struggling paying tax. Hence, you'll be on the right side of the law. You won't struggle with the government. So come up with a way to ensure that you spread your tax payment. You spread the payment of the taxes. Then the next thing is monitor your books. I know so many of you entrepreneurs are so busy, you're very busy, you don't have time to monitor your books. Or maybe you have a bookkeeper, so he does that job because you pay them to do that job. So maybe you don't even bother. But what I'm telling you is, if you want to manage your finances well, finances of your company, then create time. You can do it once a day, you can do it once a week, or if you're very busy, you can do it once a month. Familiarize yourself with the finances of the company. Have a look at the books of your company. Whether you have a bookkeeper or not, try to ensure that you keep track, create time to look at the books of your company. Because if you do that, if, for example, there's a fraud which is cooking up, then if you're familiar with your books, then you'll be able to know. If there's a wastage in your company, if you're familiar with your books, you'll realize, because you'll notice the change. For example, if for the past 6 months, your expenses have been running at a certain figure, then all of a sudden, you see a different figure. If you're used to your books, if you're familiar with your books, then you'll be in a position to stop that fraud or correct whatever error which is there. Then the next one is focus on the expenditure and what they popularly call return on investment, or the ROI. Focus on the expenditure. Have a look at the expenditures of your company and all the expenses you go through. Now, what does this expense bring? What is the return on investment for every single expense of your company? And if you do that, you'll learn. For example, maybe there's a certain product you're trading in, or there's a service you're offering. So when you monitor your expenses against the return on investment on that product or that service, you'll be able to know, to assess and know whether that you need to continue doing that or providing that service, or you need to continue producing that product. Because it will help you to know whether you're making money, or whether it is successful, or whether it is worth pursuing or not. So ensure that as much as you can, you focus on your expenditures and your returns on investment. Then the next one is set a good financial habits. Set a good financial habits. This one is in relation to the first point, which was paying yourself. I said pay yourself because I know if you don't pay yourself, nature, because every day you must eat. If you have a family, they must be taken care of. So if you don't pay yourself, then when it comes to now setting good financial habits, you'll be having a challenge, because yes, you may be very obedient, but now there are needs which you must meet. So you need part of these financial good habits are, for example, if you decide that you need to have protocols. You need to have protocols in your farm and control in your farm, so that in everybody, including yourself, you don't just spend company's money because it is your company, but there's a procedure you follow. There's a protocol which is followed by anybody, whether employees or yourself. So if you do that and you set those protocols and they're well followed, then your company financials will be managed so well. Then Another thing is you have to plan ahead. You must plan ahead. For your company to go far, for you to be in a position to compete in the market, you must plan ahead of your competitors. I know every day you have a lot of things bothering you, you have a lot of things you have to do, you have a lot of things to control, but you need to think like 5 years, 10 years ahead. Thinking ahead is very important because, for example, we have challenges. Maybe we can have a change in technology, but if you only focused on today, then technology can get you out of the market. Or maybe competitors, you need to focus 5 to 10 years ahead of your competitors. And by focusing ahead, you need to look around, keep your eyes open on any opportunity that might be there, either today or in the future. If there's a line you're venturing into, for example, a good example is if your farm, whatever you are doing is you are selling plastic bags or plastic jerry cans or cans, then if you didn't focus ahead and see that maybe at some point the plastics can be banned, then you'll be caught unawares and you'll be closed, you'll be removed out of the business. So focusing ahead will help you. For example, if you are doing plastic cans, then if you focused ahead, then it means you'd have seen what the world environmentalists are advising and what they're foreseeing in the future. And in that case, if your focus is still in cans, then by that time, in 5 to 10 years, you shall have stopped manufacturing cans or trading in plastic cans, and now you do, for example, metallic cans. So that is the importance of planning ahead. That is all I wanted us to share today. And these tips, if you take these tips seriously, if you implement these tips, then I can promise you, I can guarantee you, the management of your financials are gonna be different. But let's remember to pay ourselves. Remember to pay yourself. Remember to pay yourself. Remember to invest in growth. Remember to have good billing systems. Remember to focus remember to spread your tax. Remember to focus on your expenditure and return on investment. Remember don't forget to plan ahead. And again, don't forget to set good financial habits. Thank you so much for watching. If this was helpful, which I know it is, share with someone. Bring someone along. Subscribe to the channel and comment below. If there's something you'd like us to talk about, just comment below in the link. Just comment below and we will tackle that. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye.